yards there and a first down. And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Play action now, Thompson Robinson.
What the hell?
Picked up by Marcus Williams. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Bring this back. It's a pick six on a Raven touchdown. What a response by that deep.
How the fuck keep doing that, bro?
So let's take a closer look at the deadly battle of the Savannah streets so that we can gain a greater understanding of the brutal war that turned Little Tim into a fearless shooter. The streets of Savannah were truly unsafe, and the likes of Quando, Rondo, and Little Tim were growing up amid a backdrop that senseless violence. In the years before Quando had made it as a rapper, he found the route out dangerous street crime. Shootouts and murders would play out around the city of Savannah, with no one being safe from crossfire. On December the 11th, 2016, a 19-year-old boy by the name of Devontae Reed would be shot dead on Carter Street following a fight with a man whilst on the way to work. A 17-year-old by the name of Craig Weston would be charged with murder following the crime. He would be described by the news as a suspected gang member with ties to the gangster disciples. He's been targeted as part of a police initiative called End Gun Violence Step Forward. The Savannah campaign to target the most violent gang members in the city. For the following year, the violence would continue. On February the 16th, 2017, Tristan Gray from Johnson High School was shot and found by police on Pennsylvania and California Avenue. Savannah SWAT team and U.S. Marshals would swoop in and capture the suspects. Then, on March the 5th, 2017,
let's roll, bro.
The following day, a 16-year-old boy by the name of Kevin Jackson, who also attended Johnson High School, would be shot and killed on Crosby Street.
Let's roll, G.
Held soon after in Carver Village, the home of the Villa Boy Soldiers gang. And here, the victim's grandmother would tell the crowd that she didn't even realize that she'd been living in the hood.
6 shootings in 10 days in Savannah. Behind me, you can see the location of each one of those. 3 shootings Sunday, 3 on Monday. 2 people killed, including a 47-year-old woman and a 16-year-old boy.
Before the vigil, Savannah Youth City put up these homemade signs hoping the message would hit home for anyone passing through the block where 16-year-old Kevin Jackson was fatally shot Monday night.
Well, Kevin Jackson was a freshman at Johnson High School. This is a second loss in school in 3 weeks. 17-year-old senior Tristan Gray was killed just on February 16th.
How you get 6 points and you ain't even scored yet? Unless you just scored on this one.
Shot by another 16-year-old by the name of Rassel Shah, who later pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter in exchange for a 20-year prison term. Savannah was clearly a dangerous place to be during these years, but it wasn't just the teenage gangbangers themselves losing their lives, because these reckless gang battles would ultimately end up playing out on the public streets, jeopardizing the lives of members
Yo.
who were unlucky enough to be caught in the crossfire. One of the deadliest incidents in Savannah street history was in the early hours of the morning on July the 5th, 2017. While many members of the public would be out on the streets late into the early hours of the morning celebrating the 4th of July, on this particular night, 3 teenage members of Only the Mob would go on a drill in a silver Hyundai SUV, shooting 2 1100 block members outside of the busy city market. The drive-by shooting itself would be caught on camera, but that shooting, thankfully, was not fatal. But despite that shooting not killing anyone, the resulting police chase after the drive-by would prove fatal, not just for the gangs involved. During the attempted high-speed escape, the car carrying the shooters would ultimately hit and kill the local restaurant manager named Scott Woodrow, who was actively trying to save people from the speeding car. And eventually, that speeding getaway car, after killing Scott, would wind up in a huge and horrific crash, which would ultimately end up claiming the lives of 2 of the passengers of the car, members of Only the Mob, who had just carried out that drive-by. Last year, a shooting and crash in Tennessee market left 3 people dead, several others hurt.
Okay, this nigga can't hear.
2 men inside a car, and a lot of local restaurant managers got Walter. With this crash also injuring 5 other members of the public who had nothing to do with what was going on. This was a shocking incident which couldn't have played out any worse for all of the people involved. The Savannah community was rocked by this 4th of July tragedy and a busy tourist area, with the local news reporting on the incident intensely. video just moments after the chaotic scene in City Market during
Bruh.
the morning hours of July 5th, 2017. You could see many running for their lives after a drive-by shooting ended in a deadly crash.